Hello, hello, hello. It's Kiki, and welcome back to my channel. Oh boy, it feels like forever since I made a video. Sorry about that. It's just, I am 26 years old, which means life will sometimes get in the way, and there won't always be a whole lot of time to make videos. But thankfully, my life is relatively peaceful at the moment, and I've been starting to miss you guys. And after looking back at my older videos, I decided I do want to talk about things other than Hunter x Hunter and anime, because even though I do love both of those things with my whole heart, it's like I really don't want my channel to become like stagnant or one note, if you catch my drift. And so, what better way to shake things up than to talk about my favorite non-anime characters? This isn't a countdown list. It's just me with my microphone talking about my favorite non-anime characters. So buckle up, enjoy the ride. And the first character I want to talk about is Remy LeBeau, or affectionately known as Gambit from X-Men. Yes, I am one of those many girls who fell for his good looks and his charm. Yes, he can certainly be cocky, but at the same time, it's done in a way that's very endearing. And I'm usually not one to swoon over male voices, but every time I hear that Cajun accent,
Hello, shit.
You must like to play cards.
I like solitaire, okay? Unless I got someone to play with.
Now the fun begins.
whew, gets me every time. And his powers are also very cool. Like he can channel kinetic energy and blow stuff up with it. And the fact that, he channels that energy into cards and then throws it at the bad guys to make a whole fireworks show, that's also very cool. Now, I've noticed some people pretty much say that they feel his character is one note. And I really don't agree with that, because if you look at his past and how it affected him, I mean, yeah, he's no Wolverine or Magneto, but he definitely does have some depth to him. And I don't want to go into detail about that here, because I do want to make a psychoanalysis about this character, because Gambit needs more love. And the next character I want to talk about is Cinderella. And the reason why I adore her is because, without going into detail, I didn't grow up with the best mother. And to see Cinderella, who was emotionally abused by her stepmother and stepsisters, and not allowing that to make her into a bitter person and still maintaining her pure heart, was truly inspiring, especially since she was able to eventually break free from that environment. And she also appeals to that romantic in me who will forever yearn for a prince. And there's Severus Snape from Harry Potter, who was so brilliantly portrayed by the late Alan Rickman in the movies. Oh, rest in peace to him. But I think what makes Snape interesting, because yes, he is definitely a mean, abusive, and toxic teacher, especially towards Harry, but I think his actions as a Death Eater really show that he's not completely heartless, and his whole history with Lily Potter hit me right in the feels. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on Snape. And next up is Nightcrawler, the X-Men with a demonic look but angelic personality. And the reason why I love him is because I respect the fact that even though society treated him like crap all his life due to his appearance, he still tries his best to keep a positive face and outlook, even though it's not always easy to do. And he never let that shatter his faith in God. I mean, I'm personally agnostic, but the fact that he never let society's treatment towards him make him bitter and never let that shatter his face really speaks to his resilience. And the next character I want to talk about is Prince Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Come on. Come on. Do I really gotta spell this out? I mean, it's Zuko, for crying out loud. But for those of you who haven't seen Avatar The Last Airbender, first of all, do yourself a favor and watch it. And second of all, Zuko is a Fire Nation prince who was fed a whole lot of propaganda that led him to believe that his country was justified in declaring war on the rest of the world. And on top of that, he had some major daddy issues. And when his father exiled him, his original goal was to capture the Avatar in order to win back his father's approval. And then during his banishment, he began to see how much havoc the Fire Nation unleashed on the rest of the world and began to think, well, damn, maybe we're not justified in this after all. However, he was still very much conflicted because he still wanted his father's approval and he still had lingering loyalty to his family. However, he eventually realized that it was his true destiny to teach the Avatar firebending and restore balance to the world. And I thought that was beautiful. And that was the first time I saw a villain actually reform themselves. And it felt like a very natural progression. And I think he'll always have a special place in my heart because he was my very first fictional crush. And next up is Rogue. I like X-Men, okay? Sue me. But I think the main reason I love Rogue is because she's just a very sassy, badass Southern belle. And I just love that Southern accent.
Sugar, let's dance. Tryout's over. You failed. Y'all gonna be sorry you took on Rogue.
It's just one of the cutest things I ever heard. And I also like how she was originally a member of the Brotherhood of Evil, but eventually mended her ways and joined the X-Men. And plus her mutant power of being able to absorb people's life force or powers is very cool, but it still adds a sense of tragedy to the character because of that she can't touch or kiss somebody without potentially killing them. But I'm just glad that she was able to find love with a certain sexy Cajun who accepts her for who she is. Last, but certainly not least, the boy who never grew up, Peter Pan. Yes, Peter Pan was one of my favorite childhood stories, and I think I'll cherish it to the day I die. I remember when I was a little girl, I spent every night wishing that Peter and Tinkerbell would come knock on my window and take me to Neverland. And I think the reason why I still love Peter is because he's just fun, you know? You know, he's bold, he's daring and adventurous to the point where he sometimes makes reckless decisions, but at the same time, he's also very heroic, you know, and he has like such exuberant energy to the point where he just can't sit still. And yes, he does have his bratty moments, but you know, let's cut him a break. He is 10 after all. And you know, I think another reason why I love him so much is because even now, as a woman who's nearing 30, has to deal with bills and taxes and work and just mundane adult life, you know, he still reminds me that, you know, I can still have fun every once in a while. And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And feel free to subscribe for more videos. And tell me in the comments below who are some of your favorite fictional characters. And I also hope to be more consistent on this channel, but, you know, yeah, though, can't make any promises on that. But until then, Kiki out.